Welcome into Section 65, the official SEC football podcast of Garage Guys Fantasy Sports. I'm your host, Clay Keaton, alongside my partner and good friend Tanner Colson. Tanner.
What's up, buddy?
Saturday was tough.
Did your balloon pop a little bit?
You know, it was embarrassing. It was humiliating. It was one of the worst losses in program history. We'll get to that. We'll also talk about the Gamecocks and their big win.
Huge win.
Huge win for the Gamecock faithful. I accidentally called last week, week 4, week 5 in the intro. Oops. It is now week 5 of SEC football, Tanner. Let's get ready to roll.
Let's do it, bub. Welcome into another edition of Section 65. I'm taking over the lead here today because Clay is he's in a bit of a way right now. Huge weekend around the conference, but more importantly, in the landscape of college football, good news: Nick Saban came back from the dead to screw us all over on our bets last week. We're happy that Nick. What is it? Was he COVID negative that turned out the whole time?
Yeah, 3 times COVID negative. I think he had a false positive. Kicked Georgia's ass. Good for them.
Beat the hell out of him. But so good news for Nick Saban. I was worried about the guy. In other news, we got LSU. They're in some hot water right now for some recruiting violations. I guess they paid a recruit's parent, but they just was announced that they self-imposed. They lose 8 scholarships over the next 2 years. They limited their visits, evaluations, and most importantly, they banned Odell Beckham Jr. from the campus for 2 or 3 years. The Big Ten's back this week. So, welcome to the party. It's better late than never, I guess.
Yeah, thanks for showing up, pussies.
We'll see who can emerge out of there, probably Ohio State, to play up against.
I want to see Penn State make a run.
Yeah, I'm here for anyone but Ohio State. That'd be nice. But we'll see who it is outside of whoever wins the SEC and Clemson. They are absolutely rolling right now, as much as that pains me to say. But yeah, on that note, now that we're done with the news, let's hop right into some game recaps for the week. Clay, I'm going to let you take the lead here, buddy. You had a long weekend.
I don't have, that much really to say. I'm shocked. There was a big shock factor to Saturday. What the hell is going on kind of deal. They just whipped us up and down the field. Their offense looked great. We couldn't get anything going on either side of the ball. We looked unprepared. Jeremy Pruitt, I don't know what. I don't know. I don't understand how maybe it was the noon game and we weren't ready, or we thought that Kentucky wasn't any good, and maybe I even said something that along those lines too. But Jesus Christ, 34-7 at home to Kentucky. What the hell? I don't know. One of the worst losses in program history. I think there's 3 total terrible program, awful, bullshit, miserable losses in Tennessee football history, and I think that was one of them. The other one is also on Jeremy Pruitt's record, yeah, whatever you want to call it, is that Georgia State game. And then the other one was Wyoming, 2008. Philip Fulmer lost to Wyoming. Who gives a shit? But yeah, pretty embarrassing, pretty humiliating. I don't know. I don't really know what to think. I'm definitely still bought in, still, going to the game to watch Alabama cover, lock it in. I'm sure Jack's going to talk about that. But, I'll still be there in my seats with my freaking mask on, whatever. But it's just sad, pathetic. Jeremy Pruitt, I'm off your wagon. I'm still in my own car behind you, but I'm not in yours. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, you're a supporter of Jeremy Pruitt. You're not really a fan as much anymore. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what I am.
Well, if there's a silver lining we can find here, at least we came to terms about Jarrett Garantano last week.
Holy shit! Okay,
show.
That's a whole different thing, and I don't want to sound too. I don't know who's listening to this. Not, surely to God he's not listening to this. Hopefully he's not listening to anything. But
yeah, hopefully he's off the internet this week.
I've been saying that our coaches put him in because he gives us the best option to win. Well, I'm off that wagon too. That is not a wagon I can be on anymore. I don't know what wagon I need to be on. I'm not on the Shrout wagon. Maurer, is he staying, going? Who knows? I don't know. He's all over the place. Put Bailey in and just let him play and just let Bama win 52-13 at home. And, try to beat, Vandy and Auburn.
So I've got a serious question for you, Clay. Do you think – I don't have the stats in front of me to back it up. I'm just curious if you think this. So Garantano had 88 total yards passing this week. Do you think that he had more passing yards or more interception yards this week? Because I think it's got to be real close after those two.
Do you know the answer? Because, 2 pick sixes. I don't know if they were probably – well,
I'd have to go back and check the exact field position, but it sounds pretty neck and neck.
I think it might be.
Yeah, for our non-Vols fans out there, obviously we're talking about the rough Tennessee-Kentucky game in Neyland. It was their first loss there since 1984. So it's a surprise, suffice it to say.
It's just embarrassing is what it is, and it's embarrassing. I was talking today to some people, and people asked me, what I think and how I feel and all this bullshit. I'm just like, well, I don't know, and I don't really know what to think, and I just do know one thing. I'm not going to say anything about Jarrett. I'm just going to – if he's in there, I'm going to cheer for him. If he's not, I'm going to cheer for whoever else is in there. And I'm not going to say anything else about him. Do I think he should be in there? Do I not think he should be in there? Should the Harrison be in there? I don't know. We're paying these guys millions of dollars to figure it out. But I will say I don't necessarily think that he gives us the best option to win, but if he's in there, I'll support him. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's spoken like a true fan, man. It definitely wasn't his best game, obviously.
Well, the interceptions were so bad, and it was so funny because everybody wants the backup to come in. And it's hilarious because people in the stands think that Bailey's the backup. Well, Shrout's the backup. Maurer's not even the backup. So here comes Shrout, who – threw like 75 interceptions in his high school career. Really not that. Okay. Yeah, had a okay game against South Carolina. Threw some balls up to Marquez and Juwan or whatever. Congrats, Shrout. And people start going crazy for him. And I'm like, I'm sitting there, and I literally tweeted. I was like, the crowd really doesn't know what they're talking about. Interception, second pass, and I'm just like, and then here comes Jarrett again. Thinking with his confidence in the shitter. And it's just sad. I don't know who they're going to start on Saturday. I would just start Harrison Bailey and just roll with it. They're going to get their ass kicked.
Yeah, I don't know if All Nation's going to love it if Garantano gets to start again, but
and you know what pisses me off is the fans boo the hell out of him, and it's so that's just so fucked. It's just so I don't know. It's not like he's not trying out there. It's not like he's throwing it to the other team on purpose. He just, I don't know what his deal is. He just ain't got it. I done said it. He ain't got it. And that's all right. He ain't got it.
His fault. He can't help that. Some people have it. Some people don't have it.
Corral has it. Mon might have it. Terry Wilson might have it. Bo doesn't know nothing.
Yeah, at least we know for sure this week Bo does not know shit.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the Cox. Tennessee, whatever. Still with them, but not good. Not good for the Vols. Hopefully they can beat freaking Vanderbilt and Auburn because all they've got left is Alabama, Texas A&M, and Florida.
top teams there. So anyway, and Arkansas. I'm sorry, Arkansas also. Who is Arkansas the second best defense in the conference? I don't know. I mean, is that what's going on? Is Arkansas this good? What the hell's going on in Hogland?
I don't know, but I'm here for it, man. I think Bumper Pool and Sam Pittman are leading the revolution right now out there.
I love Sam Pittman. I hope he does well.
Trust me, I think I'm about ready to hop on my third SEC West bandwagon. I was in on Mike Leach after the LSU game.
You're hopping and wagging around everywhere.
No. Sometime around midseason, I'll make my official choice on who I'm hopping in with. But once it's pretty much set in stone, then I'll make my decision. But in some lighter news, my South Carolina Gamecocks were able to pull out a win against Auburn this week. I think they were ranked 15th when the game started. South Carolina's first win against Auburn since 1933. I actually misspoke on the podcast last week. I thought it was World War II.
Yeah, that's pre-World War.
Great Depression era. So even longer ago than
the Great Depression was the last time South Carolina beat Auburn.
And it's just been a Great Depression ever since.
Columbia hasn't changed much from the Great Depression based on the last time I was there.
Yeah, it's everything moves a little slower down south.
I bet Jack's laughing.
But anyways, as far as the Cocks go, we're 3-1 against the spread.
Hope I was right about that.
We're 2-1 against Auburn now. We've never beaten them since joining the SEC. Obviously, I don't even know if we've beaten them since we were in the ACC. I mean, it's been that long. And I got to say, I think I'm going to try to hold myself here. I don't want to get ahead of the wagon, but it kind of looks like this Mike Bobo guy, former offensive coordinator from Georgia and then went to Colorado State. He might know what he's doing. We've got the closest thing to a run game I've ever seen. Our completely anonymous quarterback, Colin Hill, is playing pretty well. He's kind of just a quintessential game manager. And we had, how about Shi Smith and J.C. Horn, wide receiver and corner? They had a hell of a game. J.C. Horn just won National Defensive Player of the Week.
Damn.
Taking 2 picks, 5 pass breakups on 8 targets. That's pretty unbelievable. Son of Famer Joe Horn of the New Orleans Saints. And Shiloh Sanders, son of Deion Sanders, led the team in tackles. So really, we just got all sorts of professional football legacies balling out right now. I'm cautiously optimistic looking forward. And most importantly, Jack was totally right. Bo does not know shit. After that Auburn.
Nice call, Jack.
Yeah, shouts out to our guy Jack. After that Arkansas game, when he fumbled it backwards, I mean, that guy has not gotten any better. I don't know what his deal is, but I'm glad we've got a guy like Jack, our Vegas insider, to let us know before the world knows that Bo does not know.
Nothing.
Doesn't know shit. Some other games, we got Ole Miss, 21 points, Arkansas 33. After that big game last week against Bama, I kind of see why, Lane Kiffin regressed to the mean a little bit. But Arkansas is feisty, man.
Dude, they are wild hogs.
They're insane. They've lost their mind. Barry Odom, the old Mizzou coach, you know how SEC coaches just flip from school to school in the SEC and they never leave. But they might be the best defense in the country, just about. Maybe Georgia, maybe Alabama, but they're right up there with anyone. They're playing lights out. Bumper Pool's leading the team right now. He's got 39 tackles, half a sack. And how about Felipe Franks, man? That might be the biggest revelation for Arkansas this year. 244 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Nothing crazy, especially against Ole Miss's defense, but good for Felipe. He's on the comeback trail right now.
Yeah, I mean, good for him. I wish he played for us. I think I said that last week. I mean, yeah, good for him. It's nice. He's such a monster back there to watch. It's kind of cool to watch.
Yeah, after hating him for so long, it's weird to watch him and kind of root for him a little bit.
Yeah, I don't hate Arkansas. And they have that Boyd running back from, what's his name, Rakeem Boyd from Last Chance U. Like, I love that show. That's dope. Like,
yeah, Arkansas before this season, they're not really a team that I care about one way or another, but I'm all for it.
I definitely don't dislike them.
Yeah, they're almost in like the pity tier of SEC teams with like Vanderbilt for me, where it's like I almost feel bad that they can't compete most years, but it looks like they're bucking that trend, playing feisty, playing good defense, and a lot of credit out to Sam Pittman.
I don't feel as bad for anybody as I feel for Vanderbilt. Well, I don't necessarily feel bad for Vanderbilt, but I think Vanderbilt is on a whole different tier alone, separated from everyone by themselves.
Well, they just have none of the resources to compete. I mean, it's like a top 10 school in America, essentially. It's 10,000 students in the middle of Nashville, Tennessee, where there's a million better things to do than go to a Vanderbilt football game. I mean, I pity Vanderbilt. I can't even help it. You're from Tennessee, so you feel a certain way, but
no, I don't say that I feel a certain way about them. I hate them. I mean, I want them to crumble. I want them to lose every game. I mean, I got $100 if they don't win a game. And so
that's looking like a really good bet right now, buddy.
Yeah, who do they play this week? Do they play, or they still all got COVID?
They were supposed to play.
They've only got like 30 players that don't have COVID or an injury or.
Oh, so I think they were supposed to play. Were they supposed to play Missouri last week? And then that got COVIDed out because Vandy had all the positive tests. And then I guess they're on a bye this week because there's only 4 SEC games on the slate.
Yeah, so we got Tennessee, Bama,
Auburn, Ole Miss.
Then we got
Kentucky,
Missouri. Then we got who?
South Carolina at LSU.
Ooh.
Yeah, interesting slate. If considering we got to pick 3 out of 4 games, I'm thinking we're going to see a lot of people following the same routes here. But
I might have to take the week off, boys.
Yeah, it's we're getting a little screwed here on the scheduling this season. It's just with COVID and everything. Anyways, moving on to another SEC West game. Texas A&M beat the brakes off of Mike Leach and Mississippi State. And I tell you what, I know I kind of got started on this last week, but I'm over Mike Leach, man. It was fun for that 1 week against LSU, but ever since then, I don't know. It's inexcusable, man.
You are such a homie hopper.
I am. I mean, it's the SEC West. I got to find something to cling to. It's not like I'll be a Bama fan, but
hell no.
Yeah, I mean, I like Lane Kiffin. I like Sam Pittman. And then I like Auburn as a program, but I hate Gus Malzahn. And then I respect Nick Saban. But I'm off on Mike Leach. They finished with negative rushing yards this week. They have Kylan Hill. How does that happen?
Don't talk to me about negative rushing yards. I know all about that.
They finished the game with 0 red zone plays. KJ Costello went from being the Heisman favorite after 1 week, which obviously doesn't matter that much, but he's thrown 6 touchdowns and 10 interceptions this year. And of those 6 touchdowns, he threw 5 of them in week 1. I mean, I got to be honest, dude. I think for the rest of the season, I think I'm just going to bet against Mike Leach and Mississippi State every single week. If you bet on that against them the last 3 weeks after LSU, you won every week. I don't know if they'll cover a spread the rest of the year.
They may not. I don't know. I don't know what their deal is. I mean, that LSU game was a fluke, but LSU still does suck. I mean, I fully expect South Carolina to be able to go in there and maybe beat LSU this weekend.
We called it early.
That's true. We were all over that shit.
We were all over that LSU was going to have a down.
Thank you very much.
I could not have seen it getting this bad, though. I mean, whatever's going on in LSU right now, Tiger Town, I mean, there is trouble, buddy. They might end up with like 4 wins at this rate. I mean, they're terrible. They are just not a well put together thing, and they got these sanctions on top of that. They lost 6 scholarships over the next 2 years. Coach O can't even show up to games to pay the band to play neck.
Hey, was the picture I saw with Coach O and what looked like to be like a hot young woman, is that real?
Yeah, I can't verify if they're real or not. I don't know Coach O's personal comings and goings, but if so, then I totally see what's happened to the Tigers. I wouldn't be able to coach a football team with that waiting for me at home.
The Lord ain't gonna bless that, Coach O.
Well, at least if their season goes the way it seems like it's going to end up going, he's always got that to fall back on.
They suck. At least they won the Natty, so he's safe for another 3 years. Must be nice. I wish we could win a Natty and then suck. Why do we have to just keep sucking? We just suck. We continually suck. I'm tired of sucking. Let's win a Natty and then we can suck again.
What year were you born? 96?
Yeah.
You got 2 good years.
Fuck off. We were good till like 2007.
I know. No, Brad, you had those 2 great years, and you can just rest on those for the rest of your life. If it makes you feel any better, the odds of the Gamecocks ever winning a national championship in my life to me are essentially 0. I don't even know that if I could bet right now, like even odds, I would bet a ton of money that in my lifetime we don't ever win the SEC. I don't think it'll ever happen.
I think that's a pretty safe bet, buddy.
I agree, man. All right, last game of the last weekend because it was shortened due to the COVID. We had to move a couple games back. We got Georgia 24 and Bama and Nick Saban 41.
Hammered them.
Can we just say Nick Saban completely screwed everything up for us last week? I'm glad he's healthy.
Yeah, but I think it was awesome.
And I don't even care about the money that I lost. It was good to see him on the sideline, man. I'm just glad that, especially against Georgia, man. I mean, Kirby had to get knocked down a peg here, bud. He had to get little brothered a little bit.
Oh, he got bullied. Shoved into a locker, they bullied.
Yeah, that's always great to see, dude. I love watching that idiot prowl on the sidelines in his dumb visor.
Oh, he's such a
bowl cut. Oh, he's
such a hick. And I thought that they were cold, and they're still good, but their running backs are kind of weak. And
yeah, honestly, watching the game, it made me wonder if Nick Saban even would have made a difference. I think even without Nick Saban, I think our bet was probably still wrong. I mean, they
me too.
Ready to go. I think they got too many horses, man.
They do. It's unbelievable.
Their offensive talent. They've been a defensive team forever, but their offensive talent is just ridiculous. They just got Ruggs drafted, and they had Jerry Jeudy, and now they've got Smith, Waddle, Mitchie, and Najee Harris on offense with Mac Jones, who looks like the second coming of Jesus Christ out there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're unbelievable.
Mac Daddy.
I'm not a big fan of Georgia or Alabama, but if someone's going to win that game, I'm glad it was Alabama. I'm glad Nick Saban's all right. I think they're waltzing into the playoffs again this year. Probably could have told
them and Clemson in the Natty. Let's just go ahead and freaking write it down. Where do we sign? Because that's what's going to happen. Ohio State's going to lose to freaking – Bama will probably beat Georgia again or somebody like that, and then it'll be, I mean, Notre Dame sucks. I'm not with that Notre Dame bullshit.
Yeah, Notre Dame's kind of a fraudulent program. I really like their coach.
Don't eat shit, Billy.
Do you see any other way that this season could go other than Bama Clemson? Because I can't even think of a close third team to those two, unless Ohio State comes out.
Yeah, maybe Ohio State, maybe Florida lost to Texas A&M. I don't know. I mean, maybe Georgia. I don't know. Maybe BYU. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm almost hoping that with the new scheduling this year that we finally let like someone kind of slide in. Like let's let BYU in the playoff. We already saw Georgia, Bama. We already saw.
Dude, why? They'll get killed.
Yeah, but Georgia just got killed. It's not like it'll be any different in a couple of months. Like they'll kill whoever it is. But yeah,
great point.
It's looking like Clemson, Alabama, and I can only hope that my guy Nick Saban can take care of Clemson again. Because if Clemson wins one more national championship, I'm gonna lose it, man.
When's the last time you guys even got close to Clemson? Who gives a shit?
Well, all right. In the Gamecocks.
I mean, they're your Florida. They're your Bama. I mean, Bama's beat us. We haven't beat Bama since like 2007. Like before we beat Florida in 2016, we hadn't beat them since 2004.
Yeah, buddy. But don't compare South Carolina's stretch to Tennessee's stretch, buddy. We won 6 against Clemson before, and they've won 6 against us in a row now. So we went 6 in a row, then they went 6 in a row.
All right. Whatever. They must have been really shitty 6 years ago.
No, they had Taj Boyd. They were pretty good. But we had the old ball coach. We had our ace up the sleeve. I mean,
what did he do?
He went 11-3 like 3 years in a row. I don't know. He was good.
He won the East once. Y'all should have won the East more.
Yeah, that's true. I could definitely agree with that. And then the one chance we got at the SEC championship, we had to go up against Cam Newton and Auburn, which
how'd that go?
Real bad. Let's hop into our week 7 or bets for week 7, week 5 of SEC play. There's only 4 games to pick from this week. So I guess Vanderbilt is getting 2 bye weeks back to back, which is interesting.
Who cares? They need all the help they can get. They're pathetic. They just need to call it. They're terrible. They suck. They're a waste of time. They're a waste of travel. I'm glad that they're still around so I can go to Nashville and party when we kick their ass because they suck. And I'm sick of having to talk about them. Let's just not talk about them anymore and let them all go and fiddle fuck around and whatever else they do. I'm sick of them. If Tennessee doesn't hammer them, I will be –
That'll be rough.
I'm telling you what. Jeremy Pruitt's already on thin ice with me, buddy, but I'm telling you, if we don't beat Vandy like 51-3, I'll be sick.
Quality
That was probably like the last of the
the
steam. That was probably like the last of my steam from Kentucky. I just took it out on Vandy. And then now we're like snapping clear to Alabama. Bama minus whatever it is, take it.
21. Yeah, it could probably be 30, and I'd probably think about hammering it for sure.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the gambling. Yeah,
we'll get Jack in here. Let's give out our picks first. So the only games going on this week, we got Auburn at Ole Miss. Auburn's -3. Alabama's -21 at Tennessee.
Take it.
Kentucky is -5.5 at Missouri, and South Carolina's +6 going down to Tiger Town. See if we can keep the damage coming for them. Clay, what do you like this week, man? What do you think?
I'm going to give my picks before Jack this time because I got on his wagon last week, and that was a anyway, but I don't know. I'll go – I mean, nothing really good for me. Nothing great. Let's go South Carolina plus, what'd you say, 6? I'll take that. I'm not going to bet on it because I have a little pride, but Alabama, if you want to bet on Alabama game, bet on Alabama minus whatever it is. And, Kentucky -5.5 against Missouri. Are you kidding me? Lock that in. I promise you, Missouri sucks. LSU sucks. Like, don't let that Missouri beating LSU make you think that they're good. They're terrible.
Well,
Kentucky's actually pretty good. Like, people were talking about Kentucky actually being pretty good. I mean, Tennessee laid a fat old Pruitt egg, but
that's
oh my God, that literally sucked the life out of me like a fucking mosquito.
You were in the stadium, right?
Blood. Yeah, I was in the stadium. Yes.
How was the vibe around Neyland?
Quiet. I mean, it's already empty in there. Quiet, pissed off. Freaking $15 beers. I mean, hot dogs were good. The hot dogs were great on Saturday. Mustard only for me.
At least you got a good dog out of it all.
Yeah, I'll probably get another one on. But we got a 3:30 kick on Saturday, so I'll probably be pretty drunk for the game. At least I will be. I'd say we'll be out of there by probably maybe before halftime. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, this might be a good weekend to leave a little bit early. You know, you're going in with expectations low, though. So, really, only good things can happen.
Yeah.
All right, so you got South Carolina +6, Bama -21, but you're not betting it because you have respect for the program. And then you got Kentucky -5.5.
Yep, taking it.
All right, for my big three this week, I'm 6-6, by the way. Clay dipped another game below 500. We'll get to that later, but he's 5-7 for the year. And also, let me just say, there's an asterisk because Nick Saban came back from the grave just to screw us, and he messed up our whole week. Would have changed my whole slate, but that's for another time. I'm gonna take Bama -21. Yeah, I think it's gonna be kind of just a shellacking. But I also think there's a chance that Tennessee has a little bit of a pump up game, though. You know, they'll either be broken after last week or they're gonna come back strong and swing.
Lock them.
I think it's gonna be just a shit housing. I got South Carolina +6. I feel like an idiot because I didn't ride with our Vegas insider and Clay last week on the Auburn game. So I'm going to try to make up for it against the other Tigers. The South Carolina Gamecocks are going to go 2-0 against Tiger teams to start the year. And then just for the sake of betting something different, I'm going to try Ole Miss +3 against Auburn.
Branch out, baby.
I'm branching out. There's 4 games. We can't all pick the same 3. Give me Ole Miss +3 at Auburn, or at home, against Auburn. It's a bad defense versus bad offense game. Bo doesn't know shit. I feel all right about that. I'd say hammer it.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. Anyways, on that note, we're going to cut away and we're going to have a little chat with our Vegas insider and former Tennessee offensive lineman, Jack Jones. Jack out in Vegas. Yeah, let's do it.
Here he comes. Jack Jones joining us live now. Jack, looking sharp. Good evening.
Good evening. We're finally home. No longer in Salt Lake City. We're in Sin City, Las Vegas, baby. And I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in really hot. We got to pick up for a little slack last week. It happens to the best of us, but we're back and we're here. Vegas Insider, ready to give you the locks of the week to make you a lot of money so you can pay the rent.
Pay that rent, baby.
We're a little bit with our picks the last few weeks. What do you got for us going on this week?
So I've got a little birdie chirping in my ear. I like UK minus 5.5 after coming off a big victory versus the Vols. Tough for me. Tough Saturday in general for all us Vol fans, but I'm going to ride the hot hand there. Missouri, I don't think they've got what it takes to stop them. If you look at their defenses, Kentucky's allowed average of 20 points. Missouri's given up 38. That number right there sold me. So I'm going to go with the Cats right there. And then next we got Alabama versus Tennessee. And, I'm a Vols fan. Never bet against the Vols. But I think I'm turning a new leaf. I'm taking a different angle at it because here's how I look at it. You got Alabama, Tennessee. Of course, I want Tennessee to win with all my heart and soul. But they're not going to cover 21. If they do, good for me. I'll feel happy afterwards, maybe have a cocktail.
Good
and if
for
they
you.
somehow won, good for me. But we're making money. We're paying the rent. I think it's a lock, Alabama minus 21.
So Jack is in the ultimate win-win situation. Debatably win-win-win.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but
he's how many bets do you have? I mean, he could be win-win, win-win-win-win.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Next week we have South. I'm following. Since I'm following Clay in the show, it might sound like I'm following him, but these are my picks for the show, and I think Clay actually may be following me still. But we've got South Carolina. +6 down at LSU. I just can't bring myself to bet on LSU after what I've seen from them this year. Also riding the hot hand there. As I told you last week, Bo does not know, and in fact, he didn't. And I think South Carolina is going to go down there and give it to the old Tigers.
Yeah, quick shout out to our guy Jack. South Carolina money line came up big.
Yep, I like it. Those are our 3 picks in the SEC. But I think I can make you a little money out of conference, boys and gals, if there's any listening.
Bounce around there, Frogger.
Yeah. So, Tanner, we've got our little sister conference starting up this week. And I think I'm going to place a little wager on Penn State minus 6.5. I think they're playing Indiana. They got a returning quarterback. He's a redshirt junior in Sean Clifford. And they got a stable of running backs to go along with that. Journey Brown leading the pack there. Noah Kane coming in to give him some breathers. And then over anything on their offense, Pat Freiermuth, the tight end, who could possibly be the first tight end taken in this year's NFL draft, is an X factor. Look for him to make big plays week 1 against Indiana. Too much power.
That's a fun pick. I'm going to be excited to watch Penn State because I want them to be good.
That's a big pick. Big Ten just start probably the clear second best conference in college football. Who do you have? Do you have maybe any little treats for us, even outside of off the beaten path, maybe a little bit? Something.
Yes.
Something hidden
in fact,
off
I do. I was actually over at Party City earlier getting a couple treats for the trick-or-treaters that dare to come out in the COVID terrors. And I found myself in the Coastal Carolina section. With
Myrtle
quarterback Grayson McCall, the Dirty Myrtle, home of Kenny Powers. I found Grayson McCall, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception, true freshman, 86.4 QBR, 5th in the NCAA. And I think he's going to be here for a while. Great guy to watch the next couple of years. I'm loving Grayson McCall. I'm loving Coastal Carolina. And not to mention –
somebody call Grayson McCall and give him to Knoxville.
Not to mention, Coastal Carolina has a 5'9", 290-pound center. For all you XO linemen out there that never got to play at the next level, that were too small, weren't fast enough, this guy's doing it for you. Coastal Carolina covers minus 5.5. Get rich, kids. Get rich.
Wait, but Jack, the typical viewer might be saying Coastal Carolina, are they even Division I? Have they even won any football games this year?
4-0. 4-0, baby. They're hot. I'm riding them. Georgia Southern doesn't have the offense to compete with them. Coastal Carolina,
Big money pick there. That's fun game. That's fun pick. Coastal Carolina beat Kansas.
Fun kid to watch. Watch a little center quarterback action there. The little 5'9".
5'9" for a center. I mean, there's middle school centers that are taller than 5'9".
I was bigger than that when I was in middle school.
Yeah, me too. How did that guy get to this level?
Well, if he ever ends up making it to the NFL, I have a great
Oh,
suggestion.
please.
This man, undrafted free agent, he should go to the Cardinals. Him in front of Kyler Murray, match made in heaven.
Yeah.
He'd
fit right in there.
If that
then he could throw it over the middle. It wouldn't matter.
If that
would actually be a
center,
strategic move. I like that out of you.
If that center goes to the NFL, I will go to the Tennessee-Kentucky basketball game wearing Kentucky blue if that guy goes to the NFL. That's how confident that kid's not going to the NFL, Tanner.
But I love it. I love that pick. Make your money, kids.
Clay, what do you think is Coastal Carolina's mascot? Do you know?
Are they like the Chanticleers or something cool?
All right, that's good.
Hey, come on now. I was born at night, not last night, buddy.
The Chanticleers. Would you know that if they didn't win the College World Series?
Yeah, I actually knew that. I was into the mascots when I was a kid.
I bet you were into mascots, big guy.
I was playing those mascot games on NCAA like the early on. You know those mascot games.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Dude,
Can we talk about NCAA football, the game? Like, where is it? Why can't we have it? Give it to us.
Just
we want it. We need it.
I don't even.
Yeah, I don't know. It really irritates me because
I don't know.
I was
I'm
like
pretty
a
into
dream
Madden
as a kid. I mean, I loaded it down. I updated it. Like, I loaded it in from the old game and I played where I was the O lineman. But still, it wasn't the new, you know.
Yeah, I was doing that too, along with playing Madden, and eventually I just had to give up the NCAA. Sold my Xbox 360 for like $100 and just stuck to Madden because Madden is just way more fun in my opinion.
Well, I just wanted to see as I was playing number 66 blocking at right guard.
All right, Jack, give us your picks one more time real quick before you go.
Kentucky, Alabama, Penn State, South Carolina, Coastal Carolina. Lock them in, kids. You're going to make a lot of money, and I'm going to make a lot of money with you.
Free money. That's our guy, Vegas Jack Jones, our Vegas insider, straight from the source. Thanks, Jack.
Hey, no problem, Tanner. Thank you for having me.
See you later, Jack. Go Vols.
Go Vols, baby.
We'll see you next week, brother.
Damn it.
See ya.
Big thanks to Jack with his week-by-week analysis and picks. A lot of fun there, sending it to Jack in Vegas. Tanner, we said we were going to do our progress reports this week, but we were a week ahead. I misspoke.
Yeah, not much of a math brain over here.
Yeah, I tried to speak week 5 of the SEC into existence, but it is now week 5 of the SEC, so we'll hit those progress reports next week. As we do our game recaps, and we'll kind of look at everything and see how things have been going. Bama's coming to town. I'll be there, and that'll probably be about it.
There's always week 8, man.
Yeah, pretty brutal week to be a Tennessee fan, but we'll bounce back, and I'll still be there no matter what. So, yeah, Tanner, good show. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. This is Tanner and Clay with Section 65, the official SEC football podcast of Garage Guys Fantasy Sports. Thanks for listening. Let's go, Cops.